Are you having more trouble editing the audio?
No, editing the audio is easy. I mean, although the last Ars Magica game was 1 hour and 47 minutes, and when I was done editing it, it was 50 minutes long.
Wow.
Nice.
Were we hemming and hawing that much? Or?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like a football game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like a terrible medieval football game. Yeah.
Long huddles, TV breaks.
What does the squire do again? Like, what does he do? Just holds the sword. Like, we gotta keep it rolling. Like, you can't.
Oh, I wish it was something as simple as what does the squire do?
Yeah.
No, it was.
Fair.
It's like what's this plus this plus this divided by this. No.
Right.
What time of day is it? You must divide it by 0.5. So no.
The prevailing wind is from the southwest at 8 knots.
I still think it's a hell of a lot of fun. So
Oh yeah, no, I still like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
they made the huge mistake last week of basically D&Ding it, which was a very bad move.
Go straight into the
How you
dungeon.
play that game? Oh yeah.
It all worked out with minimal casualties.
I'm expecting a total party kill in the next session or two,
Yay.
Oh my gosh.
which will be a first. And I will hate to do it because it takes so much effort to create a character.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes. Anyway. That's then, this is now.
All right, Court of Blades. Now, the nice thing is you're basically familiar with the rules, having played Blades in the Dark. The die rolls are the same. The pushing and assisting, a lot of that's the same. The big difference is the setting, and there's some rules that go along with the setting. So let's meet our setting. We're in the city-state of Ilrien. And think of
Ilrien.
late medieval, early Renaissance, Italian city-states, Montagues and Capulets, a little bit of dangerous liaisons here. These are noble families at courts, lots of intrigue. There might be some combat type things, but it could be an entirely social intrigue, chicanery sort of event as well. You are going to be a coterie attached to one of the 6 major houses of Ilrien. The 6th most important major house, in fact. You will be with a house that has just jumped up into the number of the great houses. And when we say there's 6, it's not just some sort of vague notion. There's a house that's in first place, and they control the palace, and they're mostly in charge, and then 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. And everybody's trying to move up or stay up, and definitely not to fall out of that top 6 ranking. You're not the leaders of your noble house. You're the ones who actually get things done. You might be members of the family or associated noble families, or you might be a lovable street urchin who found your way into the good graces and made yourself useful for the noble house. We can make up characters first, or we can pick which house you're attached to first. I think in Blades in the Dark, it made a lot more sense to go first with the crew. In this case, I don't think it is as important, so I'm open to suggestions either way from you alls.
This is completely off topic, actually, and something I've just been curious as I've been reading through. In terms of style of dress, especially since we're going to be going to a lot of parties, are we talking specifically at Italy? And if so, like, what kind of Italian fashion things are we doing? Or is this a little more pan-European where we could even just say, like,
I would definitely call it pan-European, and actually, so there are locals, but this is a very cosmopolitan city-state. So there are people from other city-states and from distant lands. So you could justify a pretty wide variety of fashions if you wanted to draw up a sketch.
What this sounds like is what we in the costume industry, and especially those of us who work in this particular area, call opera. It's like, what time period is it set in? Opera.
Right.
Which is basically a mix of like Renaissance, Victorian, Cavalier. It's like everything you can possibly throw at something.
Yeah. And like you could say, oh, we're going to pull something authentic from Genoa circa 1300, or we're going to do a Shakespeare staging of an Italian play,
right?
Circa 1600. There's a lot of wiggle room. Make it as theatrical as you would want, I would say. So let's do the house first. So there are 6 houses. Here's a quick summary. We don't know the order of them yet, because whichever one you pick, you are the 6th. You're at the bottom rung of the top ladder of society. Here are your options. House Corvetto, the oldest known house in Ilrien. House Corvetto is mysterious, known for dabbling in weird magic, tyrannical, and has a fearsome reputation. House Battalia is the watchtower of Ilrien. They won the freedom of the city-state in the last war, capitalized. They're viewed as noble, vigilant, and honorable.
Honorable, move along.
I know you love playing the honorable one. House Bastion, champions of the people. House Bastion is loved by the common folk and only tolerated by the other houses of the S04E02, this group of 6 houses, at best. Their deal is they were once common folk, just like you and me, but through, quick thinking and diligence, they worked their way to the very top. Yeah.
Okay.
Through hard work.
Yes.
Yeah.
House Lovell, the socialites of the S04E02. House Lovell makes it their business to know everything about everyone. After all, knowledge is power. And so they host a lot of the social soirees along the way. House Almari, fearsome mercenary princes from across the sea. They've staked their claim by sheer power and force of will.
Sounds like me. Let's do
Finally,
that.
that's your motto. Stake my claim by sheer power and force of will. And finally, House Alanda, the most powerful merchant family in the greatest city the world has ever known. House Alanda deals in goods and fury, the currency, carefully guarding its reputation.
I like the idea of House Bastion, where we have like the commoner's support.
Was that the one that was the love of the common people, was it?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're the ones who
okay.
kind of rose up from the commoners.
Yeah.
All I can see is we can hear the people sing. Going through my head.
I just honestly hearing you describe House Lovell sounds like the choice if we're looking to have a game that is just all about partying down and like doing some real just like behind the back political whispering. That at the same time though, like we're definitely going to get the opportunity, but like I just want to sit at the popular kids table, I guess.
Oh, and I should say, those are like the big picture things. Like all of the 6 houses will go to the social events, and any of them might be involved in warfare or merchant, but those are their strengths and sort of their origins.
Right. Like it feels like that's the flavor of the general house. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And for your coterie now, you could like really lean into that, or you could be the group that gets the stuff that doesn't fit that. You can be the patching up the weakness. Yeah.
You know what? I think I've changed my mind. I have a character concept that's been bubbling in my head, and I believe that House Bastion will be the best opportunity for me to carry that out.
I'm hearing lots of House Bastions. Hearing no objections.
No objection.
And you may note if you're watching off the side, House Bastion on that list of 6 houses just moved down to number 6. Number 6 on our Great House Countdown, House Bastion. And my version of why there was an opening, there was an aristocratic house called House Orsini that was getting ready to fall off the ladder and colluded with foreign powers to try to just do a tyrannical takeover and bump out the whole system. And they're gone. They're obliterated. And that made the opening for you.
So Russians tried to keep Orsini in power, and then they got caught and punished for it? Okay, this is clearly a work of fiction.
Okay. We will proceed now. So you have no exposure yet. Exposure is like heat in Blades. You start with 0 favor, and you start with 2 influence, which I'm marking there now. You may spend some of it during the creation process. Influence is kind of like coin in Blades in the Dark. You don't really worry so much about money for daily living and doing stuff. You're going to throw around influence, though, for some of the same kinds of things.
That's for poor people.
Now you're going to choose a reputation. What kind of initial reputation would you want to have winding through the streets of Ilrien? And this can maybe help inform some of the decisions you make for your characters or not. It's up to you. Here are some suggested ones. You may come up with others. Ambitious, brutal, daring, honorable, subtle, arcane, loyal, reliable, uncouth, respectable, dangerous. Those are possibilities. It is not limited to those if people want.
I'm really attracted to the idea that we're uncouth.
I was also going to go ambitious, but interesting.
Why does that appeal to you, Damon?
Uncouth. The whole idea, so this game is about essentially like fops and intrigue and stuff like that. And so I love the reason I like Bastion and the reason I like Uncouth is because this is an anti-type. set in that
We're
setting.
like the underdogs.
Yeah, I like playing. I mean, I'm enjoying the idea, at least, of playing against that type.
Sure. And also it makes so much sense that would be the overall impression just right from the get-go, especially if we're just recently entering the social scene. Like, I would imagine that there might be some times that like we will have things just explained to us as if we were children, because we're just just so unlearned in society. I'm flipping my vote to uncouth. Well,
you want to make a counter uncouth case?
No, I'll buy that. Colin?
Oh no, I'm for uncouth.
Okay. Yeah, but in the game column.
Yeah, also there.
Okay. And so this, when you live up to your reputation, even to your detriment at some points, it's a way to get experience for your coterie. So you may stumble over this uncouthness from time to time, but it will serve you in terms of developing your crew. And in the future, you might develop other reputations as well. Next, we look at house strengths. Each house starts with one built-in: transport. Yes, House Bastion apparently was a bunch of lowly taxi drivers or something like that. But you also pick a second strength: force, intelligence, magic, supply. You already have transport, or wealth. So you get to use these strengths to set up engagement roles or to help you in missions and things like that. Transport allows you to find ways to move unimpeded across the city, move artifacts without questions being asked. Intelligence is as in like spy type stuff, accessing spies, access the latest gossip. Magic, yes, there's magic in this world, leveraging arcane artifacts, identifying knacks, those are the spellcasting types, and the supernatural. Wealth is money. Force, marshaling troops, rallying defense. Supply, withstanding sieges, acquiring something rare. And it doesn't, so like if you don't pick wealth, it doesn't mean your house is poor. It just means that, money is not no object.
Gotcha. Just so that we can follow along a little bit better, do you happen to have are you working out of the rule book? I happened to purchase it. I was so enamored with it.
I'm in the rule book. It's I'm on page 100 right now.
100. Excellent. Thank you very much.
I kind of like supply. I like the idea of being able to find rare stuff.
I like the combination of transport and supply.
It
also fits in for a nouveau riche house like us.
Yes.
Of uncouth.
Or kind of lowly, lowly merchant types,
So I'm hearing transport and supply.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's easy. You guys need to fight more. Now we go to special ability. Let's look at where it says House Bastion. First of all, there's a special feature. Your popular house, as somebody noted, you begin with +1 clock tick on your advancement clock. So you've got momentum on your side. And +1 with the citizenry faction group. That's just kind of an abstraction, meaning the people, they like you. Then you get to pick one special ability from the list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on there.
I like a matter of charity or the waters in which we swim. The waters in which we swim might even be better. But I also like a matter of charity. Those would be my two. I would be happy with either of those, but I would be deeply unhappy with anything else.
Oh, wow. Those are both great. Just for what it's worth, I also like not me, us.
That's also a good one too.
But I definitely like Matter of Charity, and I definitely like Waters in Which We Swim as well. Any of those three would make me happy. I don't need to pick specifically. If there's a tiebreaker vote, do it.
Wow, +1 to engagement rolls, as long as we can argue that the citizenry is involved somehow, that'd be pretty helpful.
Yeah.
But using beggars as a source of information is good. Yeah, damn,
they're both so flavorful, aren't they? They're really great.
Yeah, they're both good.
Yeah.
Do you want me to randomize a decision between those two?
Yeah, I think that if you did that, and if I feel disappointed, then I know that might actually voted for the other one.
Okay. I'm rolling a physical die here. 1 through 5, charity. 6 through 10, waters in which we swim. It is a 3, a matter of charity.
Yeah, I'm not upset.
I don't hear any groaning.
Okay.
All right.
I literally just groaned.
You did?
Yes.
Well, you didn't groan the mic.
Awesome. Those are great.
I just do it with that accent. So
That's what it is.
I groaned. No. Matter of charities. Matter of charities good.
Okay.
Yeah, Fantastic.
I kind of liked Waters in Which We Swim too, but okay.
Yeah.
We're actually going to get more abilities for this house, right?
Well,
Yeah.
as you level up, hopefully, if we play
Yeah.
enough. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. You get 2 upgrades. So we're moving to the right part of the sheet here under the XP stuff. You'll get to
Okay.
tick 2 of these things out of the many. So that includes your unique upgrades
Whew.
and then the zillion universal upgrades. So how about everybody look through, and then I'll go down the list and everybody can suggest one, and then we can debate. And you're probably going to want some descriptions, aren't you?
Yeah.
That sounds like something you'd want.
Can I please, like, I'm always interested in what makes, like, our stuff unique. So, like, I'm especially interested to know what the unique upgrades are.
Agreed.
I'm likely to pick those over anything else.
Coterie upgrades. The Lady's Blessing. Now, the Lady is the main deity of Ilrien. A lot of the other cities, she has a Lord Consort. A lot of people go to him first. They go to the Lady here in Ilrien. The Lady's Blessing. The Coterie gains 1 additional die to roll at any time during an errand. You may use it to improve your engagement roll itself if you like. So you get a 1 free die, spend it when you want it. Extended family. When you hire a retinue of wayfinders, scouts, it functions better. You can hire better scouts. Open hearts to open eyes. When you serve the people of Ilrien, you take -2 exposure, so the heat-like thing, on any engagement or additional point of favor. So that's basically the people are like, we didn't see nothing, see? The ledger. The coterie gains access to the house's ledger of good turns and kindly deals. When you consult the ledger about a house minor, so there's like a zillion littler factions, roll a die and you get anything from 1 to 3 doesn't help you. 4 or 5, they will try and help you, probably go out of their way. 6, they are obliged to help. Take a +D to their engagement roll with their assistance. So those are these special, unique ones for you. The rest of them are open to any house. Many of them are kind of self-explanatory.
I love the Lady's Blessing. I like all of the first 3 unique upgrades quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're unique, I'm going to tend to favor them over almost anything else.
Well, I think we can all agree. I would put this just as a way to kind of help make decisions a little bit more streamlined. I say that we would be possibly best served in just choosing 1 unique upgrade for now and then 1 universal upgrade, kind of balancing out like uniqueness with a little bit of just general utility.
Fine with that.
Yeah.
Lady's Blessing? Is that cool?
Lady's Blessing looks like a good all-rounder. So
That's
why
a
not
fun one.
just...
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, that's a nice, like, when you need a boost, you got it.
Also, God, it's just so tempting to have a dice in the middle of the table that we all kind of like equally could need to use at any moment.
Right.
It's pretty fun.
But then you're like, did I burn it too soon? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I have a universal upgrade that I would like to suggest, and I would like to argue my position after making the suggestion whenever we're open to that.
Nope. Never.
Okay.
Go for
I feel that for our other upgrade here at the beginning, we should select private apartments, because having a private apartment means that we would have a place where we could potentially meet with members of other houses in secret. And if we need to be able to work with people on a certain level, having something that's already built in to be secluded, private in that way, I think will be a boon that will just reap dividends.
Okay. That's
Cool.
private apartment. Anybody else want to throw out universal upgrade ideas?
No, I'm kind of sold on.
Yeah, private
Yeah,
apartments.
I'm kind of sold on that. I just
Easy
took a
peasy.
quick look through the other ones, and yeah, that's the best one.
Not to overburden it with talk, but I was also kind of wondering if taking upgraded supplies would be kind of a fun, like, yeah, we've got the goods, man. What
Right.
do
Yeah, I
you
was
want?
thinking of
We
supplies too.
got it.
I would be fine with either, honestly.
Oh, can we have both? Or
If we're going to keep the Lady's Blessing, we can only get one of the other.
oh, okay. Well, then private apartments, I guess.
Yeah, private apartments. All right.
Mhm.
Deal. Sold.
Okay. Now I will pick one faction helped you get an upgrade and was somehow uplifted in the bargain. They are well disposed toward you. You're going to get +1 status with them. One faction will be in some way diminished when you got the upgrade. They bear you ill will, and you'll take -2 status with them.
I see.
I will figure that out while you're working on characters and get back to you on that.
Oh, we don't get to pick.
Oh, no, that's the GM picks that one.
Oh, that's awesome.
Next, we will establish a sphere of influence.
Jiminy Christmas, that's a lot of factions. I'm just looking at
Yeah,
this.
there's a lot of factions. let's hold off on that because I don't have a way to show it to you quickly and easily. So let us go now to characters. You can see over there's a character sheet each for one of the 6 basic ones. And I apologize, Colin, I was looking closer at the other 2, and they have basically their own whole set of rules. So I decided I wanted to keep it simple.
Yeah, I'm bitterly disappointed. My mind was racing with a character for that. So
to be honest, I saw the kiss and I was like, holy shit, I've got an idea for that. But
no. Okay.
I feel very confident that we can make it work. And maybe, Rob, privately, we can talk about the Fae aspects of this character at some point.
Yeah. You guys could still end up with some kind of weird Fae stuff. But yeah, that's one. I'm trying to kind of learn the setting. So I wanted to keep the rules a little more simple.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a lot to take in. It's a 300-page book, isn't it?
It's big. Yeah. But I mean, the nice thing is knowing the rules to begin with.
Sure.
It's like, because they're so simple, so similar to Blades.
Yeah.
I'm going to defer. If anything, I might want to go last. Nothing is really screaming out to me, so I think I'll pick something that gets left over.
Okay. I'll go through the quick descriptions here. The Bravo is a dashing sworn sword, quick of wit, and unmatched in combat. Could be a 3 Musketeers type. The Hawk, a dangerous bounty hunter, menacing and unflappable in the face of danger. The Eye, master agent and infiltrator, cannier than a skulk of foxes and just as hard to catch. The Couth, as an opposite of uncouth, is a streetwise wild card, lucky or dangerous enough to rise from the gutter. The Knack is a magical expert, gifted with arcane power and knowledge of the hidden world. And the Key is a social mastermind, crafting arguments and devices with ease.
I'm going to say right now that I do not want the Key because it's too much like Silver from Blades in the Dark.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
I would like
Brent's got to be the Hawk, though. We're going to make him be the closest thing to a Ranger.
Brent wants the Key.
Brent wants the Key.
I want the Key.
Okay.
All right. Coolio.
I would love to be the Bravo.
Oh, there we go. All right.
I even have character details for my Key.
There you go. What do you think, Colin?
Okay.
He's been reading up on this.
Yeah. I know you might have been joking in your email, Rob, about this being Brent bait, but God, you hit me right in the fucking core. So my character, I think she is a young woman who claims nobility in what was the name of that other city that started with an A? Oh goodness, it was like it's not the aioli because that'd be absolutely ridiculous.
That's the mayonnaise.
It's the mayonnaise. Was it in character for heritage?
We can get back to the specific name. Yeah,
sure. So she is an heiress, a member of the noble gentry of a foreign city who has come to Ilrien to sort of. There's all kinds of rumors as to why she's not making her debut in her home city, and she always seems to have this sort of bubbly response that she's having. I'm having my summer abroad. It just happens to coincide with my debut. So I have the good fortune of debuting in the most beautiful city of Ilrien.
Excellent.
And I think that through a weird connection of cousins, she sort of figured out that members of House Bastion are sort of her closest relatives. So
cool.
she's in this weird position where she's technically related to the members of House Bastion and is also just really fascinated with their most recent rise into, the how do you pronounce that again, Rob? The Estulare crime?
The Stulare, yeah.
The Estulare.
Yeah, and maybe she can get a little something out of it along the way.
Exactly. But she just exudes this bubbly energy. It is very fashionable and is from this city that has this reputation of being very cultured and very steeped in intrigue in its own right.
Okay.
I think that's who this is. I do not have a name, but I do have a voice.
Altori is your city, by the way.
Altari, of course.
Okay. I still need 3 more selections of playbooks.
Jenni said Bravo.
Yeah, no, Jenny's got Bravo.
I said I.
You said I. Okay, I missed that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
Damon?
you were the I? Oh, okay. So let's see. Let me look over what's left then. I'll try being Couth in the uncouth
Nice.
house.
Mine is not going to be as detailed as
That's okay. Brent has some momentum.
Nobody is ever as detailed.
In the space of 24 hours, man. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Our next step is to choose your heritage, which will check off. Oh, yeah. You'll just write it in where it says heritage. Here are your options. If you want to be a local, choose Ilrien. Pretty straightforward. You're from Ilrien or, a surrounding smaller city. It's the greatest city in the world. Even the beggars in Ilrien feel superior to beggars everywhere else. So the finest of art, culture, and politics. Cosmopolitan, vivacious. People are quick to trade jokes and or draw steel. If you want to be from somewhere loosely foreign and exotic, choose Maur, M-A-U-R. Across the ocean to the south, the proud desert kingdoms of Maur are military and economic powers to be watched with care. If you want to be from an unestablished people, choose Iberican. They're often considered nomads and wanderers. Unsure of you, people in polite society may guard themselves more closely when you enter the room, even when you're wearing the trappings of the houses of the Esultare. If you want to be from somewhere wild, choose Calrays. Calrays is a sprawling country of grasslands, rugged mountains, and trackless forests. Many foreign empires have tried bringing Calray to heel. Even the dread emperor back in the day was unable to leash it. Then there's Altori. If you want romantic heritage, rich in beauty and poetry, Altori are taught from early age that beauty is the one ideal to be prized above any other. Whether in government, craft, or war, an Altori will execute their duty with precision and poetry. That's what Brent has chosen, but more of the people can choose it. If you want to be from somewhere strange, choose the Jewel Cities. Before the 3 islands sunk beneath the waves some years ago, they were the homes of the Jewel Cities. Their culture was rich in advanced technology. Magic was an everyday part of life.
Question about this: the Jewel. Are we talking like literal Atlanteans? Like
I mean, not.
I only. Yeah. Okay.
Not quite as legendary, and like they existed for one.
Okay.
But yeah, they're people from an ancient lost land where magic was much more common. Not that it's unheard of here, but it was much more common there. But yeah, you wouldn't have a home to go back to. Yeah.
Okay.
That wouldn't really fit your putting off your debut until the islands. I'm just waiting for the islands unsink, honestly.
Well, at the moment, unfortunately, the islands are on the waves. So what can you do?
Did they sink like 5 years ago or something? Or?
No, quite a while ago.
Quite a while.
Like a generation or two, and now, yeah, people are just walking the earth. Any more questions about heritages, or do people have their choices made?
Yep, got it down.
We can maybe have people introduce themselves all at once. Okay, next we go to your background. This is what you did before you joined up with this group. Here are your options. Academic, scholar, professor, student at the Scolum Naturalis, the local university. A mystic's apprentice, a philosopher. That's academic. Laborer, docker, sailor, house servant, gardener, coach driver, gondolier. Law, advocate or barrister, or a watchman or inspector, a bodyguard, a jailer. Trade, shopkeeper, merchant, skilled craftsperson, shipping agent, deal broker. Military, strategist, mercenary, intelligence operative, soldier, training instructor, or an unhoused bravo. Noble, we've got one of those already, I think. A dilettante, a courtier, little-known cousin of a prince. The head of every family is called a prince. It's meant as gender neutral in this. The scion of a fallen house or lesser house, etc. And underworld, urchin, charlatan, street performer, gang member, thug, or other outcast who grew up on the street.
Okay.
And for both the heritage and the background, you can get a bonus experience point if you played one of those during a session.
We're going to learn a lot of facts about Altorre, everyone.
All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of these are pretty thinly described, so we can flesh them out through
perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have the combos everybody has so far. Let's start with Jenni. What do you have for heritage and background?
Okay, well, first of all, my character is Adriano Marcato, also known as the Cat.
Ooh.
Yep. Yeah, you knew I had to throw that in somewhere, didn't you?
You said the rat, right? I didn't.
The cat.
Just hear you.
His name is Marcato, so he's the cat. Yeah. Uh-huh. And he has a military background. I haven't quite fleshed it out yet, but I'm imagining that he came up through the military and just some kind of, I don't know, maybe there was some kind of scandal. And so he's not military anymore. Now he's a kind of a hired sword. And he's a homeboy, Ilrien.
Okay. And for a military background, there is an official city-state military. There's also multiple mercenary groups, bigger and smaller. So there are options for military background.
Well, I think he started out as up and up in city state, but like I said, some kind of scandal, and he joined one of the mercenary groups.
Ooh, nice. Okay, Colin.
I'm gonna go with Mr. Toulouse Buffet. And he is from Cal Ray, and he is a master agent and infiltrator, and he earned his trade in the Cal Ray military, where he served honorably. And then for his look, I just put in Blackadder's ugly brother.
Wait, are you talking first series Blackadder with the bowl cut?
I'm talking
Macadder?
second series. Yeah. I'm talking Blackadder, but think Blackadder, but uglier. Imagine
Mr.
Rowan Atkinson,
Bean.
but not a looker.
Mr. Bean, got it. And Damon.
Which, yeah, I was about to say, like, which already.
You just make a model and then just take a cigarette lighter to it.
And Damon, your backgrounds.
I've named this person McGowan. He's from Ilrien, and he's a laborer. I'm thinking kind of like someone who just did a lot of gig work, a lot of hauling, moving. Maybe he worked the docks a bit. So he's seen a lot of the city amongst all the various things that he's done over time.
Excellent.
And what he looks like, I haven't decided yet. But maybe he just looks like Patrick McGowan because of the name, and we can just leave it at that.
And then Brent, I think I've got yours, Altori and Noble background, it sounds like, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Georgette Leroux.
Cool.
Gigi.
Now, it is time for you to assign your action dots. You get to assign 4 dots among the 12 skills. You can't have more than 2 in any one action to start. And I believe they're exactly the same skills as in...
Yes, they are. Wreck, my favorite.
You said we get 4?
4 dots, yep.
4, so 3 are colored in, and we get 4 more on top of that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You get 3 based on who you are and 4 on top of that. Thank you. Yes.
And we can't have more than 2
in one thing, exactly.
Okay.
Oh, well, I already have 2 in one of them.
Or you can have more than 2.
Oh, okay.
So the extra ones you have to put in other places.
Ooh, I'm sweating for when you ask us about what special ability we're going to pick, because I'm looking through the keys. I'm like, oh my god.
Now you get to pick a special ability.
God damn it! Oh no! I myself am going to pick the special ability A Good Name. When Gigi pushes herself in social engagements while consulting a swing, she can gain both +1 effect and +1 dice instead of one or the other.
Ooh. Oh, that is nice, actually. That is pretty handy.
That's nice. Yeah. God, there were a few others. I just really like, there's another ability for the key called I Know This Tune. One sentence. You can always tell when someone is lying to you.
Yes.
Very good.
Wow.
I've got, when there's a question of who acts first, the answer is you.
Oh, that's so sick.
But I'm not going with that. I'm going to go with Artful Trespass. You gain +1 die to survey rolls to notice security measures, locks, guards, alarms, and so on. You also gain an additional gather information question. And I've already got 2 points in survey, so...
Nice.
Yes. He should just be able to walk into things.
I picked, these were tough, but I picked Don't Make Me Carry You. Aid another to ignore level 3 harm. Through yelling, abuse, or gentle reassurances, you rally a coda member, allowing them to ignore all non-fatal harm and harm penalties, as long as you are with them.
Wow. Well, I'll have to give everybody else lots of harm, so you get to use that a lot.
And remind me, McEwen, he was a dock worker?
McGowan, yeah, well, various things.
Oh, that totally makes sense. That's nice.
Yep.
Tradesman.
Yeah, that's the way to put it. Just, general labor.
Yeah, I just like the idea that you just basically give them when I was your age.
Okay, and Jenni, did you pick a special ability?
Yeah, this one was tough, but I'm going to go with Unstoppable. You may push yourself to accomplish a feat of speed or endurance that borders on the superhuman. For example, engage a small gruppo on equal footing.
Nice.
So I can fight like more than one person and, like a small group of people by myself.
Okay. Oh, and everybody note on your playbook toward above those special abilities is a thing called special armor. That's a little different than Blades in the Dark. You can get special armors, but in this, everybody has a thing where you can tick off your special armor box to resist a thematically appropriate type of consequence. That's a freebie. Everybody gets one of those. Next, you will go to your acquaintances. The contacts over to the left.
Yeah.
Just up from the bottom a bit. It says contacts.
Mm-hmm.
You know all of them. You can give an up arrow to one that you're particularly close or can go to for more information or help or whatever. And then one gets a down arrow because they're actually a rival. And literally what it says on there is all we know about them in the world right now. So we can develop that. Also, you have the option, that question mark, if you want it to be an up or down arrow for a member of the house, we would come up with, the niece or nephew or something like that, who's you're particularly close, or rivalry within the house. Could go either
So
way.
we choose one with an up arrow and one with a down arrow?
A down arrow. And the other ones are just ones and are, on positive terms with, but they're not going to go above and beyond to help or hinder you.
I've got a strange question about the rival. Is our character necessarily aware of their rival having a level of ill intent toward them?
It could be fun to not to. You obviously as a player, but I think that could be kind of fun.
I really like the idea of Gigi having a rival that is a member of House Bastion, but at least at the beginning, she is blissfully ignorant. I don't know if that's like essentially just saying you pick, but I just want to hand you this. I want to pull the pin on this grenade and hand it to you, Rob. Do you want me to throw it or do you want it?
Sure. Yeah, no, I love it.
Okay, great.
Oh, and I was going to say, everybody tell me yours, but I can get into all your character sheets and see how all your friendlies and rivals are. So
I have a little twist on my childhood rival.
Sure. Oh, you could tell us. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the down arrow went to Ari, who is my childhood rival. Ari is actually my twin brother.
Oh.
And all.
What is it with you people and siblings?
And he was, yes.
Can we have a game with no siblings in it? Ever?
No.
Never.
He probably won't show up, but he was born just a few minutes before me, so he thinks he's better.
Won't
and
show
we never
up,
got
right?
along. We did not share a twin bond. We did not get along.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To call him, I actually thought I was at least somewhat the second cousin of everybody here.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Well, I guess it's kind of a opera era. I guess we're
Totally.
probably all related.
We're all in an opera.
1 degree of separation.
Right. Okay. So yeah, that's just my little interesting thing.
Sure. Anybody else have tidbits about their rivals or close people?
I picked Frankie, who's a locksmith, because I'm an infiltrator, so it'll be handy to know a locksmith.
Sure.
And then I picked Alaric, who is a mercenary. So I'm just going to assume that at some point in my military career, I pissed off this mercenary somehow.
How could you not?
Well, yeah, just like real life.
My friend is Feng the Bladesmith. So, by the way, I figure Bravo would need a Bladesmith friend.
Sure. And Damon?
My best contact here is Benecio, a gondoliere. I just like the idea that this person is a gondoliere and he just sees tons of people and sees a lot of the city and, just kind of someone I could get a lot of information from, if nothing else. And we're good buds.
Nice. And your rival?
My rival is Ren, a jilted lover.
Oh.
And the only thing I want to say about her is that players only love you when they're playing.
True. Very true.
The feeling I'm starting to get from this, the vibe I'm starting to get from this game is that this is just our Blades in the Dark crew who have now become prosperous and fancy. it's like Blades in the Dark with wigs.
Where's Wee Willie?
A little bit less grime, right?
No grime, lots of powder. Of all sorts, no doubt.
Your next step, go down below your contacts, and then we get to bonds. And there's a bunch of fill in the blank statements that you fill in with your fellow players or their characters.
All of them?
Just one per player. So, there's 6 options, I think, on all of them. And you just need to do 1 for each player.
This isn't my world. I look to Gigi when I need advice.
I have to read all these. There's so much information. By the way,
I know.
Fuck you guys, because now I'm going to have to buy this goddamn book.
It's very good. Well worth the buy.
Is it PDF or?
I think it's
PDF.
only PDF.
It's
I think
only
it's only
PDF?
PDF currently, yeah.
Oh, I might have to go to Misty Mountain and see if there's a hard copy of it. They're good for stuff like that. I don't want to read a 300-page PDF. My job is easier when I'm alone, but Gigi never spoils the game. The cat is the one I'd want to pull me out if my cover's ever blown.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Which is interesting because mine is, my armor is thick, but Toulouse still sees the gaps.
Adriano and I like to play pranks. Mine are funnier.
McGowan lacks my flair and panache. They will learn it in time. And despite my obvious grace and skill, Gigi is still not impressed. I will win them yet.
Fun.
What is everyone's age? I think I've explicitly mentioned that Gigi is young.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And was McEwen kind of a little bit older? Same with Toulouse?
I'm going to guess like 30s.
Yeah, Toulouse would be late 30s for sure.
Okay.
And the cat is barely 30.
I've gone with McGowan lacks guile and subtlety. I've taken it upon myself to teach them. So, seeing as he's some kind of street rat, I'm guessing that is what he is, correct?
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
Well, for myself, I've found myself apologizing for Adriano a lot. No matter the gaffe, though, I will smooth it out. McEwen is my rock. When the plan goes awry, I can count on them. I am really figuring out this voice. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's kind of vaguely sort of Polish right now. So
Yeah, I've been.
We do it like a Zsa Zsa Gabor.
I don't know. It's the problem.
I'm playing someone from Calray, so fortunately for me, I've already got the accent. So
actually, you know what? It actually sounds kind of Inge from Sweden, Brent, which actually is kind of cool.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we all have our bonds set now?
No, I currently do not have. I think I've actually found myself apologizing for Toulouse, but no matter the gaffe, I'll smooth it out. However, Adriano is rash and reckless. I will teach them discretion.
Oh, okay. So that's why you're not impressed. I get it.
Yeah. Well, frankly, you're obvious.
Well, I'm a Bravo. What can I say?
Is Adriano married?
No.
Okay, that's gonna.
There's a whole paramour rule section that we're not gonna do right off the bat, but yeah, if you guys are looking for love, Ilrien is all the right and wrong places rolled into one.
I will make it clear right now. I'm not interested in entering into any relationships with player characters at this juncture. No. However, Rob, we're gonna have to probably talk about some boundaries.
And just because I'm trying to impress Gigi, it's not because I'm necessarily romantically interested.
Not romantically, but
because she's too young. But she just doesn't seem to be impressed, and it's like I'm constantly doing things to show her I'm cool, and she just sees me as some.
Yeah, and you're kind of the square uncle, aren't you?
Oh, blah.
Oh, yeah. I just find you just very loud and...
Yeah, and annoying. I kind of like that.
This is fun. Cool. Yes.
Okay.
Like that.
One quick update. You, because of your connection with the lady, you have a +1 status with the religious group called the Graces, and are welcome at their temple. They recognize that the lady smiles upon you. You are at a -2 status with Scholem Naturalis because to get your private apartments, you basically maneuvered and schemed to basically evict people from one of their smaller dorms and put a lot of people, the scholars there, out. So they kind of have it in for you for just kind of stepping on them. And I would think like that would be okay with you guys because they're like the highbrow scholarly types, not the like ordinary folks. You don't mind stepping on them, right?
What are they going to do? Throw books at us?
Exactly my point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now back to your character sheets. The thing that everybody's been waiting for, your vices.
Vices.
And actually, it is the indulgence, I think, in this game. Your options for indulgence, you're probably wondering about. They're pretty much the same. Faith, dedicated to the lady and unseen power of the graces, spirit of an ancestor. Gambling, Self-explanatory. Luxury. You seek expensive or ostentatious displays of opulence. Obligation. You're devoted to a family, cause, organization, or charity that demands your time. Pleasure. You find gratification in lovers, food, drink, drugs, art, theater, etc. Not to be confused with stupor. You seek oblivion in drugs, drinking in excess, getting beaten to a pulp in the fighting pits, etc. And arcane. You experiment with arcane ingredients, forbidden rituals, or contact with the creatures that haunt the shadows of Ilrien.
Gambling, for sure.
I can't go for stupor again, so...
I'm going to take
Can't you or won't you?
I'll just go with pleasure. I like the idea of him being fond of the tinctures.
If you know what I mean.
I know what you're saying.
Okay. Anybody else have an indulgence?
Yeah, pleasure.
Oh, you got pleasure. Okay.
Yeah.
2 pleasures.
Gigi's indulgence is the arcane. And
Ooh.
I think this is the Fae angle that I was kind of interested in if she had been, if the KISS playbook was available, which totally understand. This is how I'm making it work.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Gigi is an invention. She is actually the product of a Fae bargain where someone essentially Cinderella'd themselves. So her claim of nobility is magically fabricated. Her knowledge of political stuff, anything related to who this person is as they're presented, is a product of Fae magic. And because of that, Gigi is sort of stuck in a situation where privately she needs to do some rituals, check in every now and again as a part of this bargain.
Intriguing. Okay, that would make it convenient for your indulgence. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Yeah, I like that too.
Okay, and it sounds like some people have an idea for your looks already. I'll expect detailed drawings and sketches.
But do you accept Hero Forge miniatures?
I knew that was coming too.
I'm sure he's already got 5 of them.
I'm without my laptop for this session, so sadly not, but you would be surprised with how quickly I can put them out now.
So now one last decision for the group, and I just don't have a good solid list, so I'm going to read them to you and just note down ones that sound interesting. Your house has 1 sphere of influence in the town. The first house has 6 of them. The second has 5, 4, 3, 2. So this is like where you have just one place where you have some particular influence. The arsenal, where weapons and ships are built. The twist, the seediest and most dangerous section of Ilrien. The Grand Gate, the primary point of entrance to the city, where the White Road ends, a massive structure built to impress. The docks, they're the docks. The plaza, a glittering spectacle at the heart of the city, home to the largest fountain in Ilrien. The granary, where they keep the grain, very important. The banks, not the big bank, the bank of brass and bone, but the rest of them. The theatre, one of the rare places in Ilrien where the upper echelons of the nobility and the common classes mix. The artist's quarter, where the artists are. The Trader's Gate, located on the southern end of the city, nestled firmly in the twist. It's a quick way to move the dead out to Necropolitan Hill. The Arbor, where much of the fruit and other food is grown for the city. The Silk, the floating world of Ilrien, lavish parties, main floors of buildings. So kind of like the Vegas of town. The Palace, you can't have the Palace. That's the first family. The University, well, you kind of pissed them off. The Market, if you have Fiore to spend, you'll find a plethora of clever ways to spend it at the market. The Necropolitan Hill, an old necropolis, old as the city proper, stones, mausolea, and there's always concern that the dead might not entirely stay dead. The Foreign Quarter, if you're looking for flavor, look no further. People from across the continents congregate here. The Temple District, the Temple Compound, actually, they call it. The Garden, a big, meticulously cared for statuary and formal gardens, ponds, terraces, fussed after roses, and espaliered fruit trees compose. Small plazas, lots of places for quiet meetings. The canals, there's the canals, good way to get around. The Watch, the City Watch, that is all of them.
God,
you get to pick one of those where you have some special influence over, and then you have to decide. You've got those 2 points of influence. You either have to piss somebody off who already is interested in that, or spend some of your influence to not piss them off. Any of those strike anybody as relevant to your thing, or want more information about any of them?
Given our stock in trade, I like the idea of the Grand Gate or the docks.
I liked the docks.
Yeah.
I also liked the granary, honestly.
Yes.
You know.
Or the market was also another one, maybe.
Yeah, I liked market.
Probably going to be the only person that picks the silk.
I also really like the theater, because you've got both worlds there.
I felt the same way, Jenny, especially with Rob. I don't know if you added that detail about it being the place where the upper and lower classes meet, but
I was writing most of those. I just read straight out the book. Yep.
That's why it struck me.
I think for an up and coming House of the People, the theater makes a certain amount of sense, because at least we could it'll be easier to arrange mixings and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Arrange mixings, not only that, but like we can influence playwrights. Yeah, and we can influence playwrights to just have particular cultural narratives within their work that just kind of benefits any of the policies that we want to enact, either just socially by like, you know, just like putting people against a particular industry or, you know, what have you. Very handy.
And also, you know, hobnobbing with the actors, you know, there's a certain amount of, it's still celebrities, you know, it's like, hey, we know the actors. Did you like that beautiful woman who was, well, probably man dressed as a woman, who was performing on stage, sir? Would you like an introduction?
Okay.
Yes, we have these private apartments where you can.
Yeah.
What do you think?
All right. Sounded like the theater then?
Sure.
All right.
I like
so the faction that has a holding there is the College of Satire.
Oh, we cannot piss them off.
So you have an option. You could have like muscled in on their thing and have -1 status. You could have like done it somewhat cooperatively, spend one of your influence and have +1 status, or you can be like all in with them, blow your starting influence down to 0, but have a +2 relationship with the College of Satire.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, let's
blow it all.
Yeah,
okay.
Blow it all.
As soon as you said College of Satire, I knew.
Yeah, that was it.
Those are our people.
Put it all on College of Satire.
Absolutely.
Flash forward 3 sessions from now.
So now you have a +2 with the College of Satire, but now you're down to 0 influence. You get to pick a contact in the theater district. You have 3 choices: Nicolette, the prima donna actor, Giorgio, a playwright, or Inico, a promoter.
I really want it to be Giorgio because I was literally thinking of the name Giorgio before you said it.
Yeah,
the playwright.
God, we could, not to like call the shot or anything like that, but how brilliant would it be if like we learned a noble secret and then we had the playwright write a show that was sort of centered around that and just like sit next to them as they like stew as like their deepest, darkest secret is played out on the fucking stage for the entire fucking city.
That would never happen.
There is also a perk that you get for this sphere of influence. You get +1D to deception-related engagement roles.
Oh,
because of your contacts in the theater district.
Oh, that's really good.
You don't hang out with actors that much without learning a thing or two.
That's
Make
great.
of that what you will, theater people.
This is all true.
I don't know about that one, but okay.
We didn't say that they were useful things.
You learn a thing or two.
You just made me learn a thing or two about yourself, really.
So, hearing all this has got me thinking, would it be out of line to say that Ren, my jilted lover, that I am my quote-unquote rival, would be an actor?
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, the plot thickens.
Oh my goodness.
Would that be all right?
Was your love forbidden because you were a lowly stagehand?
No, I really still, well,
Okay.
She's on the outs with me. She's not someone I'm good with. Like, I still think it's like someone I hooked up with and then just kind of dumped unceremoniously.
Oh, okay. You're okay.
Okay. Well, actually, that was going to be one of my scandals, but
if
we're allowed to pick a scandal, I don't know what that's.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
So scandal is like trauma in Blades in the Dark. So when you overstress out, you ultimately get yourself a scandal.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes,
gotcha.
you don't start with one. Sorry, it would be kind of fun too. Okay, we need a name for your group. So you are serving a House Bastion. People will know you as
Bastion's Bastards. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, please, no. Nothing so terrible.
Hogan's Heroes.
You could put a pin in that if you want. Think about it.
That feels strange. It just not to be the guy that poops on coming up with a team name, but in Blades of the Dark, you name a gang because it's a gang.
Right.
But it feels like the four of us, it's almost too official to call our working relationship anything other than just we're all members of this house.
Well, we are going to be working together, and people will see us working together, but we're kind of
Agreed.
an odd bunch. What if we're just like kind of dismissively or even derisively referred to as the misfits?
Oh, like other people call you that, even if
Yeah.
you don't necessarily?
Yeah, it's something like we roll our eyes at. Like, yeah, okay, you're talking about us. We get it.
Yeah, maybe it's a little cute because why, I feel that I'm above derision. I comport myself appropriately at all times. I'm certainly not a misfit.
No one says you're not.
I'd be with Gigi here. I wouldn't consider myself a misfit.
Well, I'm also thinking about our composition here. It's one young woman who attracts a lot of attention to herself with a lot of flair, a lot of what have you. We've got a tradesman who is a fairly reliable person, but maybe a little quiet. Was that?
No, he's not.
Was that accurate? He's not quiet. Okay. And we've got an ex-military man who has a little bit of a reputation for getting into trouble, but nothing confirmed.
Oh, I don't think he's got a reputation for getting in trouble. I don't think he's got a reputation at all.
Wow. Okay.
Here's a term, the Kelly Rumorosi, which in Italian means the loud ones.
I like that. The loud ones feels right.
I'm fine with that as long as it remains in Italian.
Yeah, I like that. Actually,
Yeah.
I kind of like the foreign language version better than the English language version.
Yeah.
I don't consider my character a loud one by any means.
But I mean, it could mean like the bold ones or the loud ones or,
Mhm.
you
Like
know,
the idea
loud,
that-
The uncouth.
Yeah, sort of.
the uncouth. Actually, what does that mean in Italian?
But what I wanted to aim for was like a name that we didn't pick for ourselves, but that gets applied
Sure.
to us.
If you wanted to do that, you could be Il Rozzo, which is the uncouth.
I like that too. I also think that your initial suggestion is plenty good. It could be something that, some fancy dancy prancy person came up with when they, were working with us or they saw us or something, and it's kind of stuck. You know what I mean? Like, it's made, and it could be a mix. Like, it's not just like it's derisive. Maybe there's even a little bit of respect hidden in it. You know what I mean? It's like could be all, but it's nothing that we picked. Is the point I wanted to get at? Like, this is not a name we chose.
Definitely.
It was applied to.
And you don't even have to use the Kelly at the beginning. You could just use Rumorosi, which just means noisy.
I think that's even better.
Rumorosi rolls really nicely off the tongue, and it feels thematic with the kind of game that we're going to play.
I like that one. That's a winner, as far as I'm concerned.
Yay! I win.
Agreed.
Yay.
Well Googled, Jenny.
Yeah. Good old Italian translate.
Okay, everything is done here. The flow of the game is similar to to Blades in the Dark, but in Court of Blades, it goes in social seasons. Cirque is, if we started, say, in spring, the leaders of the house might come to you with certain things that they have their eyes on or are worried about. You might come up with some of your own plans. You set up a primary thing you want to accomplish, like a bigger thing, and a secondary thing. Then through the season, there are 3 errands, they call them in this, engagements or jobs in Blades in the Dark. And then when that's done, your success in those determines if you met those primary and secondary things. And then there's a roll. Each house actually rolls. And if you do well enough over time, you'll move up the league table, basically. Like if you do really well for your house, it might bump you up from 6th to 5th place. And you might, along the way, get more spheres of influence and things like that. So we have 3 options right now. We could talk through some of the things you might want to do. I can lay out some options. We could do just a little mini errand to get a little taste for the rules, or we could wrap now and pick it up for real in the future, since it's an hour and a half in.
I say wrap and get Cam on board.
Okay.
Yes, because Cam would love this.
What I would really like to do is play something, but I think we should wait for Cam. I think that would be the fair thing to do.
Okay.
I agree.
I will throw this out there, though. It would be nice to have the option to play even if everybody isn't there, even if we don't do it now. Just because, like, we want everybody there for ours. And I if everybody's okay with it, like, if we could play this even if we don't have the whole gang.
Yeah.
That would be
that's
good,
fine.
I think.
I was thinking of the 3 options you gave us, Rob. I wouldn't mind doing the first one, mostly to help you out. So you'd have more time to prepare.
Okay. Yeah. So there's some wide open things you guys can do. Now, the game suggests for House Bastion a fair amount of options that a lot of them are on the lines of defending the common folk kind of stuff. But also you could have options like we want to expand into a new sphere of influence, the docks or whatever, or we want to target the house ahead of us on the list, which is House Almari. We're going to try to uncover their plots and stop them from doing them, or we're going to try to come up with ways to hinder them, embarrass them in public.
Oh, we got a playwright for that.
I love the idea of finding ways to embarrass and scandalize them in public. Love it.
Yes, so do I.
That is a wonderful one, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is the game we want to play, Rob.
Okay.
Yes.
Scandalize Almari is at the top of your list, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Via the medium of theater.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, can we say that is your primary mission for the first social season?
Ding.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Lock it in.
Love it. Okay. Well, that was easy.